All right, good afternoon. It being 1:30 and this being September 19th, 2023, we're going to commence the proceedings before the Special Magistrate for Code Enforcement for the City of Palatka, Florida. By way of introduction, my name is Ron Brown. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Florida, and pursuant to state statute and city code, I've been appointed by the City Commission of the City of Palatka to preside over today's proceedings. This is not a formal court of law. We are not bound by the formal rules of civil procedure or the formal rules of evidence you would find in a regular courtroom. However, the statutes and the code which apply to these proceedings do require that we follow the basic fundamental concepts of due process and fairness. And by that, I mean, we're going to make sure everyone has a chance to be heard, has a chance to have notice as to what the violations are and what the evidence are regarding that, and to make any comments and present any testimony that they may have regarding the violations. One of the requirements, however, for the type of proceeding we're going to have is that there be what is called substantial and competent evidence. And that's evidence that would cause a reasonable person to reach a reasonable conclusion concerning the matter of the facts at hand. Statutes also require that such testimony be sworn. At this point, I'm going to ask that everyone who will be testifying today to please stand, identify yourselves, and then take an oath. And I see Mr. Green, Ms. Lowe, Mr. Cartwright, Ms. Walsh, and we have two respondents. Could you identify yourself for the record, please? And talk into the microphone to make sure you can be heard.
My name is Anthony Ammons Jr. with Combined Industries.
Right. And will anyone else be testifying? Just identify yourself.
Anthony Ammons Sr., Combined Industries.
All right, very good. Good. All of you, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, please be seated. Thank you. It is our custom that we take the cases in the order in which they appear on the agenda. It's also our custom to take the cases of those who are present, but the respondents are present first. So those who are here, we have an opportunity. That being the case, it appears that the first case with respondents present is going to be case 2023-093, the property located at 102 North 19th Street. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And this is a property that is owned by, it appears, hang on. This is Kirat LLC. And are you gentlemen with Kirat? Is that correct?
We're representing.
You're representing them. Are you attorneys or?
No. We're general contractor.
Come up and talk to the microphone
Sure.
for me.
Okay, we're ready.
We'll make sure we get a record.
Okay.
And you are, what is your relationship to the owners?
Basically, they hired us to take care of the problem down here. We're general contractors, and we've done some work for them in the Jacksonville area. So we thought we'd come down and.
And so you were hired by Kirat LLC?
That is correct.
Who at Kirat authorized you?
Rick Singh. Do you
Rick
know
Singh.
Rick?
Okay,
Yeah. Do you know Rick?
I do not.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask if the city does.
Okay.
Ms. Lowe, this is your case, I believe.
Yes, sir, it is.
And what she's going to do, she's going to present the
Okay,
case and some
sure,
evidence regarding the
sure.
violations.
Sure.
And you'll have an opportunity to respond in any way you like, ask any questions you may like. All
Okay.
right, please proceed.
Okay.
Yes, sir. This is case number 2023-093. The property is located at 102 North 19th Street. And I first observed these violations on May 10th, 2023. Notice for this hearing was sent August 5th. And we didn't receive the green card back for the notice of hearing, but it was complex posting on August 7th, 2023, and site posting 9/5/2023.
Okay. Just for the matters of due process regarding notice, looked like they sent the official notice for violation of the hearing to the 323 St. John's Avenue, St. John's Forest Boulevard, St. Augustine, Florida, address 32259. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And that's the official address on the property appraiser and tax collector's roll?
That's correct. We got the original green card back, but just not the notice of hearing green card.
Okay. And you posted the property in accordance with statute?
That's correct, sir.
And your affidavit is included in the record? Have you had a chance to talk with a representative of Kirat?
I have, and they advised me that they did hire Mr. Anthony. I was given all the proper information, and we've been in contact in reference to the property.
Okay. All right, just give us a rundown. It looks like the city has alleged 5 different violations of 3 of 3169 regarding building fronts and sides abutting streets or public areas, non-functional elements and brackets, Building fronts and sides abutting streets or public areas rotten and weakened wood. Building fronts and sides abutting streets or public areas mold and mildew. Also violation alleged of 30-32A of the city code, prohibited conditions and public nuisances, broken or missing windows. And 30-170 rear and sidewalls, unpainted areas and uneven coats of paint. Is that
That's correct,
correct?
sir.
Did Kirot advise you as to all of these issues?
No, but I did receive the written correspondence,
All right.
the violation, and I also spoke with
Did
Ms.
you
Love.
talk with Ms. Lowe about
Oh,
all
yes,
this?
I
And so
have.
what needs to be, okay.
Yes.
Well, she's going to make her presentation. She's got some visual evidence she's going to present, and then we'll hear from you at that point.
Okay.
Ms. Lowe, please proceed.
Yes, sir. On the first picture here, which is gonna be 1A, this is an actual large shopping center. So I didn't do 100 photos. I did some of the, worst spots. So this here was taken on May 15th, 2023 of some rotten and weakened wood, and this is actually around pretty much the whole trim of the building. And this building can be seen from four sides: Reed Street, St. John's, North 19th, and Mosley Avenue.
So we're looking at 1A, and
Yes,
this
sir.
is an alleged violation of 30-169B. And what's the violation there
It's
specifically?
rotten and weakened wood.
Just at that corner of the
No,
south?
sir, I was showing just, since it's such a large building, it's rotten and weakened wood around the trim of the whole building.
So you have more evidence.
There's more photos, yes,
All
sir.
right, and let me inquire at this point, did you take the photographs you're showing us today?
Yes, sir, I
And
did.
do these photographs accurately represent the condition of property on date in which you took them?
Yes, sir.
Proceed.
And the next photo is gonna be 1B of the same area, the rotten and weakened wood. And this was taken the other day on September 14th, 2023.
And the statute requires this be seen from the street, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And can you see these from 19th Street?
Actually, yes, sir, and, St. John's.
This is a corner property then?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's another.
What is
spot-
this out by? This is, where's this relationship?
Right across from Wendy's, the old South Coast Plaza. And this photo was taken on May 15th.
We're
photo
now up to
2A.
2A.
Yes, sir.
Just make sure you identify the photo for the record.
Yes, sir. This is 2A, taken on May 15th, faces, you can see this from North 19th and St. John's, more rotten and weakened wood.
And we're still on 169B.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is an updated photo, September 14th, photo 2B. The rotten weakened wood.
So did this go around all sides of the building? You can see from,
Yes, sir.
was it 19th and St. John's?
Here's
Yeah.
another spot that you can see from, St. John's and Mosley. 3A taken on May 15th, 2023.
Okay.
And then
We're up to
3B.
3B.
Yes, sir. It's a
Okay.
follow-up from,
Hmm.
September 14th, same area.
Mhm.
Okay, next.
And this is gonna be 4A taken on May 15th. It's gonna be some more of the rotten weakened wood, and this is facing, North 19th Street.
Right, the other photos have been about the same part of the building, the soffit around the
Pretty
roof.
much, yes, sir.
And this one is where?
This is the one facing, North 19th. You can see it from St. John's and
Okay.
North 19th.
So is that wood with some kind of covering over it?
It's wood, and the wood is breaking, and it's also got like a strip of like an old plastic mold that's also has kind of, it's rotted and fallen down, but it's got rotten weak wood up there.
Okay.
Uh,
Let me go back if I may, the previous photos showing the soffit. So what is the city required to be done to solve that problem?
we would like it to be, replaced, removed and repaired. Pretty much he's gonna have to redo the whole trim work with new wood.
Okay.
or
Mhm.
siding.
Now we move to 4A. What
Yes.
needs to be done to that issue?
Basically the same thing. It's the trim work. He's just gonna have to remove and replace with either the wood or another light facing.
Are any of these structural issues relating to the security of the building?
Just the broken windows.
Okay,
But
we're not gotten
yeah,
to those yet.
we'll get to
Okay.
that.
All right, what's next?
This one here
Four
is
B,
5A.
okay, go back to four B, you need to look at four B. Is it the same issue as four A?
Yes, sir. 4B is just an updated picture taken on the 14th of September.
So those are shingles that are missing on the side of this?
Actually, no, that's, it's some kind of felt paper. They told me that they covered it, the concrete. And then they painted the felt paper, so.
Okay. Is that felt paper an issue, or how does that get repaired?
It's in here.
I'll let the
It's-
contractors probably answer that, but
It's, they're gonna end up painting the building and it's in here where it needs a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah.
all right, next.
Yes, sir. This is gonna be 5A taken on May 15th, 2023, and it's a broken, right there where the arrow is, it's about a 12-foot piece of plastic that has come off the building and it's just hanging. It's a missing component.
And this is on the front of the building facing 19th.
This is facing, you can see it from Reed Street and Mosley.
But the building faces 19th, correct?
Yes, sir.
What is that? Just a piece of decorative?
You can see it a little bit better in 5B.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
It's like the gutter, it's fell off.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Okay.
So this is 5B taken on September 14th. It's just an updated picture of where in the gutter has fell a little bit more.
And we're up to 30-169C
That's correct.
because of a non-functional element in the building front.
Yes, sir.
And this is just the gutter.
Yes.
Okay,
This here is gonna be 6A taken on May 15th. It's existing miscellaneous non-functional elements. They have some brackets left on top of the building that just need to be removed.
was this some kind of awning? Do you know?
What they told me was that they had a sign up there.
Okay.
And the sign has just come down after years and nobody's removed the brackets in the paper.
So the city's argument is that the violation is the one bracket to the right of the lower arrow and then the entire system and brackets to the right of the
above
top
it, yes,
arrow.
sir.
Mhm.
And it's a non-functional element and it's actually an unused sign bracket.
Yes, sir.
Very good. And 6B,
6B is just an updated picture taken on September 14th, the same bracket. It just needs to be, removed.
right? This 7A,
Yes, sir. Right here we have 7A taken on May 15th. It's miscellaneous non-function elements, the building funds, it's a, like a breezeway. It's missing the tarp over it. So it just has the metal brackets that need to be either a new tarp or the brackets removed.
again, a non-functional element.
Yes, sir.
It looks like that may have been an awning.
It wasn't.
At one point. Yeah.
Okay, next,
It's just an updated picture 7B that was taken on September 14th of just the metal from the awning.
is that structure sound? I mean, the city got any issue with that?
We don't have any issue if they make it whole awning again.
Okay. But you don't have any trouble with the structure itself?
No, it's still standard.
No permits required for any of that? Okay. Look at 8A,
Yes, sir. 8A, this was taken on May 15th, 2023. This is mold and mildew that's on the building.
now we're up to violation alleged of 30-169D as in Delta,
That's, yes, sir. Mold and mildew.
all right? Is there a minimum amount of mold you can have under that code, I believe?
Honestly, when you look at the whole building, there's about 70% of the building that's got mold.
It's more than 10%.
Wow, okay.
More than
For the
10%.
record, I think 10% is allowable, but more
Yes.
than 10%
Wow, okay.
is necessary. Okay. What's the cure for that? Or just,
If he, they just need to pressure wash the building to get mold and mildew off.
Mhm.
all right, 8B. More mold and build. Is this the same corner?
Yes, sir. This is, you can actually see it from all four roadways.
And that's the same as true on 8A also, can be
Yes, sir.
seen from all
See it
four
from all.
structures.
And this photo was taken on September 14th, just the updated version of the mold and mildew.
All right,
And-
9A, we're up
Yes, sir.
to 30-169, again, more mold and mildew.
Yes, sir. This is gonna be 9A taken on May 15th, and it's just showing where the mold and mildew is on the sidewalk. Around the whole front of the building on the sidewalk.
Is that part of the building?
It's attached to the building.
Okay,
Is that just the curb or is it
It's
actually?
The front facing of the sidewalk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Was
just
that the
pressure
only, was that
wash.
the only area on the
It's
sidewalk?
Front strip, yes, sir.
Front hose strip. Okay, got you.
so the only thing that requires is pressure washing.
Yes, sir.
What else? Up to 9B.
Yes, sir. 9B is just showing again, taken on September 14th, 2023, the mold and mildew on the facing of the sidewalk.
Mhm.
Is the top part of that on the side of the building?
It's
Wow.
all on facing, you can see this from St. John's, Reed Street, and North 19th Street.
And I'll grant you that from what you're telling me, look at the other photos, but is the top part of the side of the building and above the sidewalk? Or
It's like one little step up to the sidewalk. Yes, sir.
is that a separate,
No. It's all
Walkway?
attached.
it's just a decorative aspect of the building? But just pressure washing is a
Yes, sir.
solution?
Just pressure washing.
We have 9, up to 10A, we're up at 30-170.
Yes, sir.
This is painting issues?
Yes, sir. This is gonna be 10A. Photo was taken on May 15th, 2023, section 30-170. Just needs a fresh even coat of paint after the pressure wash.
So what's his solution? Can he somehow try to match the existing paint or
Honestly,
should he needs to do?
speaking with them, I'm not sure if they're gonna try to match the existing, but our concern was once they pressure wash, a lot of that paint's going to come off, so it's,
So the end game for the city is, what do you want?
the end game is, and after speaking with them, just, if they're gonna go different, they're gonna paint the whole shopping center the same color.
Okay.
And if they go with the existing, they're just gonna do the same thing. It's gonna give it a fresh, even coat of paint.
Switching for is this just an even colored coat of paint
Yes, sir.
or surface area? 10B, again, looking at 30-170.
Yes, sir, correct. This is gonna be 10B, just another photo shot that was taken, September 14th.
Just out of curiosity, this isn't necessarily relevant, but I'm curious, what is that structure? Is that an elevator shaft?
Honestly, nobody really says. It's just part of, it's just like a 10-foot tall.
Yeah, it's,
I really don't know.
Take a brief moment, of personal privilege. You need to turn that air conditioner down a couple of degrees. Thank you. I know the city's trying to save money and all. They just hired a new attorney and they gotta save money. All right, this is 10B, again. Basically consistency of paint color,
Yes,
again, visible from the right of ways.
yes, sir.
Okay. Up to 11A, you were
Yes, sir.
busy with photographs.
This is gonna be 11A taken on May 15th, 2023. This is showing section 3032A. It's a broken, shattered, or missing window. This one here is, it's got something obviously was probably through the window and it shattered.
11B,
Yes, sir. It's the shattered window again.
is it the same one?
It's the same picture, yes, sir. 11B taken on 9/14/23.
You just have arrows pointed in different
Yes,
directions.
sir, I see that.
There was something else, but the window's kind of down to the
It's like-
right of the,
Yes, sir, it should be
okay.
there. It's right there.
but it's the same windows in the previous
Yes, sir.
photo, one window.
Yes, sir. It's two windows, but only one is shattered.
Okay, so there's another one in 12A.
Yes, sir. So this one here, they did board up, but the board has been pushed through, so you can, there's about a 8-inch gap up top, so it's not secured. So it's missing window right now. 12A was taken on May 15, 2023.
All right, next.
And this is just showing, the same picture, just a different angle. 12B was taken on September 14, 2023.
Okay.
Missing.
So it's the second window of this book.
Yes.
13A.
13A was taken on May 15, 2023, section 30-169D, loose wires, and they just need to have the wires secured or removed.
All right, 30-169D is in Delta. Building should be clean, having street visibility, and loose wires shall be secured.
Yes, sir.
It's about as straightforward as ordinances I've seen lately. What's gonna be required to secure it? Just,
Basically.
can't make them invisible
You
necessarily.
can't make them invisible, but they can reattach them back to the concrete. And, they have little concrete things that you just put them in the concrete and it goes right over the wires. A lot of them are already secured, but there's just some of them, when I was talking to the business, they said they just didn't use them, so they just kind of cut them and the new wires were ran and they never removed them.
13B,
Yes, sir, 13B, same picture, just different day. It was taken on September 14, 2023, the loose wires that just need to be removed or secured.
14A.
Yes,
We're
sir.
still on 169D as in Delta.
Correct. 14A was taken on May 15, 2023. Just it's 30-169D, just some more loose wires that need to be attached to the building.
Okay. 14B,
Yes, sir. Same thing. 14B was taken on September 14, 2023, section 30-169D, more loose wires.
so from the city's viewpoint, the city's alleging violations of 3169 due to the brackets, the soffit, the mold and mildew, the gutter that's loose,
Yes, sir.
and the awning structure that doesn't have an awning.
And the paint. Yes,
And then there's two broken and missing windows.
yes.
And then the uneven painting area, which seem to be restricted to whatever that flying tower is on the top of the building. Is that correct?
Yes.
Has the rest of the building got a paint issue that,
That's the worst part.
okay. How much time are you requesting?
Yes, sir. We set it out for December 18, 2023.
90 days.
90 days. Yes, sir.
And how much of a fine are you asking?
It would be a daily fine of $125 if it wasn't corrected by the December 18th.
It says $25 per violation. So partial compliance will knock off some $25 per day fines.
Yes.
But you're giving them 90 days. Is there a building permit required for
There's a
this?
thing that is a permit.
Ms. Walsh, is this in your ballpark? No historic preservation. You should be
Okay.
pleased.
Here we go. That is
She'll,
good.
she'll let you know if it is, or trust me. All right. Okay, where we are is, and none of this is structural, right?
Yes.
No permits required to do this work.
Yes.
They're giving you 90 days for this. Okay,
Okay.
where are
So-
you on the violations and any compliance issues? And anything else you'd like to add to it?
No, actually, I'm gonna, when I leave here, go back over there and do my own assessment. I also have photos, but Christy sent me photos as well, so I'm gonna just go and do a closer look.
Can
And,
you do this in 90 days?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Yes, within 90
And
days.
the owner is willing to do it within the 90 days?
Yes, he doesn't have a choice. I already told him that.
Let me ask this, what's been the problem of getting this done before now? And how long has this been hanging out there as an issue?
Honestly, sir, I'm not sure. We got 2 complaints on it and I just began.
How long ago were the complaints?
Back in May.
May?
Yes.
All right. When did the contractors become involved?
once I got a hold of the owner, they had started cleaning up. Some violations were already removed. And then he hired Mr. Anthony. So Mr. Anthony's kind
So
of,
has there been good faith effort on the part of the
oh, yes, sir.
respondent? Okay. We look at that. I look at that primarily to see most of the time when things get to a special magistrate it's because the city is trying to motivate someone
Right.
along the line. And
Right.
they have complaints. It's now complaint driven and have to be no longer anonymous complaint driven by Florida law. And so it's important that we understand those issues, that there's other interest out there other than just the city government deciding they want to do something. People have complained and
Right.
they want to get something done about it. Anything you'd like to add to it regarding the timeframes and
I think 90 days is more than adequate. I mean, we're approaching some better weather as
any
well.
questions about exactly what needs to be done or what?
No,
any
it's pretty
claims of the
clear.
violation?
It's pretty clear what needs to be done. It's almost cosmetic in nature. I think the biggest hassle is getting up to that tower. We're going to need a lift to get up there because, you just can't stick a ladder up there anymore. It's not safe. But other than that, a lot of these things are basically minor in nature.
Do you know what that tower's for?
I don't. I can't,
It's kind of a mystery in a town like this, what that tower's about, and tell me what it is. All right. Anything else anyone would like to add regarding the issue? We're going to find violations and there'll be a time frame. There'll be no fines that will begin today. And the city doesn't have actually an administrative fee for the joy of being here and conducting this hearing by code. So
Okay.
it's not going to be a cost. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to find a violation of 30-169 due to building fronts and sides abutting the streets or public areas due to non-functional elements and brackets, specifically some of the brackets on the sides of the building and some of the brackets that hold the awning. Building fronts and sides abutting streets or public areas when they're also 30-169 due to rot and weakened wood, primarily on the soffit area of the building and then a couple other spots that need to be repaired. 30-169 regarding, again, building fronts and sides abutting public streets due to mold and mildew, which covers more than 10% of the viewable sides of the building, which just needs to be pressure washed. 30-32A, prohibited conditions of public nuisances. That section deals primarily with broken and missing windows. There are 2 of those that need to be replaced. Boarding up would be sufficient if you can't get in the building. Is that correct, Ms. Lowe?
That's correct.
Okay. And it's primarily a safety issue at this point. And 30-170 rear and side walls. The tower area needs to have a uniform coat of paint in addition to the spraying for mildewing. We'll find these violations and in our order of finding same, the order will require that the owner address each of the violations no later than the end of business on Monday, December 18th, 2023. That's 90 days. In the event of non-compliance, a fine of $25 per day per violation will begin to accrue on Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. Please stay in touch with Ms. Lowe concerning progress. Looks like you got enough time. You seem to indicate you have enough time. And it doesn't look like there's anything major or structural that needs to be done to the property. You know what? This isn't relevant necessarily to the outcome. Do you know what use the owner is going to make of the property?
I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
currently,
Not your business.
no, part of it is already occupied as I
Really?
noted, but there are some areas that are vacant. I'd imagine he's going to try to improve it so that he could get them occupied.
We need to send the order, of course, to the owner at the address of
Yes, sir.
record, but make sure the contractor also gets a copy of it, just to make sure with regard to appeal rights, if any are out there, but nonetheless, make sure you get it. Make sure she has your correct address. to
course.
send them to.
Of course.
However you want to send it, fine. Email's fine.
Yes,
Send a certified mail to the original address too.
yes, sir.
All right. Anything else?
No, we're good.
All right. Well, thank you for
Okay.
your patience in coming today.
You're welcome. Thank
Right.
you. All righty.
All right, we have another respondent present. I believe. Which case is
Oh,
that?
this is gonna be 313.
Number one. Okay,
Which I'll email you my card. Nice meeting you.
welcome. And I know this is not a case of first impression. This has been with us before. Is that correct, Ms.?
Yes, sir.
All right. And this is case number 2023-51. of a lot property located at 313 Dodge Street, Palatka, Florida. Charlene E. House Hossein is the owner of record, and I believe that's you.
That's me,
Could you just state your name for the record?
Charlene Hossein House.
Can you take an oath for me, please? You've been through this before, I know, in previous hearings. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Okay. As I understand, we left this case after previous hearings. What's the, before the record indicate how far we got and what the status of it is and why we're here today?
Yes, sir. This is case number 2023-051, 313 Dodge Street. We're no longer here for the mold and mildew. That was taken off. We're just here for the non-living tree.
All right, so, and for the record, this was a case where the tree fell down, is that correct?
Correct. And then it was a structural issue. The paperwork couldn't be provided from the person that done it at that time. So it was extended for that. And then there
So-
was-
So why don't you tell us and the respondent why we're here today and what violation we're trying to resolve? And for the record, Ms. Hossein is here. She's been here previously and received notice of the hearing and the violations. And have you talked with her prior to today's hearing?
Not today's here. I've talked, I sent her an email, voicemail, we missed each other, but I haven't talked to her since. No, sir.
Okay, so tell us where we are now.
Yes, sir. Right now where we're at, this is photograph 1A. It was taken August 22nd, 2023 at 313 Dodge Street. It's section 3032A, large non-living material tree debris.
All right, just for the record, 30-32A. Is this subsection 1, accumulation of trash, junk, debris, living or non-living plant material?
Yes, sir.
And they put the holes right there where the rest of the ordinance is. I'm kidding you. And plant material, hazard trees and stagnant water. Okay,
Yes,
is that where you are? Okay,
sir.
please proceed.
there's no stagnant water anywhere.
Hang on, let her finish and you can talk. You know me, I'll let you talk all you want. Go right ahead.
So, yes, sir. So basically, we're here just for exactly what you see, where the arrows are, not the tree stump, just what's left of the tree that has fallen, which is the roots in the dirt.
Can you describe for me exactly what that biomass is? I presume it's a biomass, is that correct?
It's the where the tree fell over, it's what's left of the bottom of it, the roots in the dirt,
So is this out of the ground?
out of the ground.
completely?
Yes, sir.
So what needs to be done?
Just needs to be cleared up.
All right.
And then the next photo is going to be the 1B. It was taken on September 5th, 2023 at 313 Dodge Street. It's your 1B, the non-living tree debris.
And for the record, all the photographs you're showing us today, did you take these photographs personally?
Yes, sir.
And do they accurately represent the condition of the property on date in which you took them?
Yes, sir.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Does this require any kind of permit?
No, sir.
Ms. Walsh, I'm sure you don't have any involvement in this one. I always ask Ms. Walsh just to make sure, you never know. Just kidding. All right, Ms. Hossein, you've been here before, I know, trying to deal with this, and you made some
Yes,
progress.
I have been here before, and on the 18th of July is when I had the hearing about this whole.
Pull that mic a little closer to and make sure everybody's.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
So on the 18th of July is when I had the hearing for this. So on the 14th, I did call in someone, that was Jacob's Tree Service, and they did remove what was visible from the street, that whole stump there. They did come in and they removed that part. If you have any notes on my last hearing, that I did say that it was an ongoing involvement with Jacob's Tree Service to come back on their schedule to finish up that part, which was going to be reviewed today. I have confirmation of a list of text messages from Jacob's Tree Service that said I have to go along with what's on their schedule for him to come back and do that. If I could physically remove the tree myself, I would, but I have to wait until they give me an okay that they can come out and do it on their schedule. If you want to see pictures, and I could leave this here where that part was removed. As I remove that, it gets down into another part of the tree that has to be removed step by step. I don't believe that I should be here every part of the process for non-compliance. That's ridiculous. I am working on it. And Ms. Lowe knows that.
Well, and first of all, let me inquire. We got the tree trunk removed, correct? The tree trunk is.
Yes,
gone?
it's been
Okay.
removed.
And the city satisfied with the condition of the stump that's left? Is that correct?
It states 24 inches. I can't go on the property and measure it. But from what we can see, and I spoke to Mr. Cutright, we're okay with the tree stump.
Okay.
It's just the non-living material that's behind it.
Did your contractor indicate to you what it would involve in removing this mass of material?
Ideally, I'd like to have it cut off and hauled away. He suggested grinding it down and packing it back into the ground.
Okay,
It's huge. It is very huge. So I just spent over $1,000 to get that first part removed. That will require another set of thousands of dollars. We are working it out.
did the contractor give you an estimate?
He said it starts at 1,000, and I have that right here. I have what I've paid so far to do it, but I don't think I should be charged with non-compliance when I'm actively working on it.
Well, right now, no one's charging you with
Well,
non-compliance.
the form did say that.
Well, here's the issue, and then let me make sure the record's clear. How long ago did the city start trying to gain compliance with this before it became before the special magistrate?
So it was observed on March 10th.
Okay. So we're into what, 6 months of this? All right. And I think one of the issues we had at the last hearing, as I recall, was getting some kind of certainty as to a time for compliance. Because I think what the city's looking for at this point is that level of certainty. The only reason they bring it before special magistrate is to see if they can motivate the property owner
I have
to
been
gain that
motivated.
certainty. So what kind of certainty can you provide the city at this point concerning a completion date for this?
I cannot have a completion date on it. I would suspect it would be within the next, say, 3 months. It should be done. Next couple of months, it should be done. If you want, you can call Jacobs Tree Service and see when they can do it, but I cannot light a fire under them. I can leave this with you. It says, that I spoke with him last Wednesday. He said he was busy all day, and once at some point he would come back and, try to get it done. I was even trying to get him to do this before I came in here today. I just flew in from Trinidad last night. I've been with my mom. She's undergoing her
Are
medical
they the
stuff.
only source of contracting?
I've contacted numerous, and they come out and they say that is not what their equipment can handle. It is huge. It's a 150-year-old oak tree with 150-year-old sprawling roots that lifted up the ground. And as I said before, if I can physically go out there and hack away at it myself with my Husqvarna 550, I would, but I cannot do that. So I have
What's
to
the city's
wait.
response to this?
So we're doing 30 days, October 19th, 2023.
Well, she's making an argument that A, she can't get a contractor,
Yes, sir.
or a contractor who's willing to do it within the time frame.
Yes, sir.
So is the city firm on, the city can ask for a compliance time is reasonable in these circumstances. I'm just trying to make sure that we believe it's reasonable. Yes, sir.
I stand point on the 30 days. This is the cut right, the director. I stand on the 30 days because it's actually been over a 3-month period of her trying to remove this tree. Originally, she was supposed to bring in documentation saying that tree, that the house needs to sell it, that they said. So we're needing to get some confirmation. And what we can do on the back end of this, after 30 days, we do bring that into compliance. We can do a lien reduction to help offset any expenses. But right now, we're firm on the 30 days.
30 days. And so okay, any response to that?
Well, on August 14th, a lot of work was done. A lot. They had to move 2 truckloads and come back. That cost me over $1,000. I have receipts for that, and I am moving along with this. I don't want that in my backyard. I'm working with the city. It's not that I'm ignoring you all or not in compliance. I'm just waiting to do it with, this person that I have on contracted out to do this.
Well, keep in mind that the city is, like I said, responding to complaints, and it's a pretty visible situation. And there's a lot of pressure to get a result. obviously. That's not my issue to decide as to those circumstances. All I'm looking at is whether there's a violation and what the city's asking for, and then what I think is a reasonable level of response. This has been going on now for 6 months.
And I would
We're
like
trying
to-
Deal with it.
Yeah, I understand. And I would like to know how this is a hazard tree, since it's like, almost
Well,
75
it's
feet
an
into my
accumulation.
backyard.
It's an accumulation. The way
I
the
didn't
code-
accumulate
the
it.
way the
It's
code reads,
the tree roots. I did not accumulate those tree roots. It's an act of nature.
Okay, and Ms. Lowe, is this biomass, I'll call it at this point, that you show in picture one, be visible from the Dodge Street? And the way the code reads is if it's visible from the street and it's basically accumulation of living material or non-living material. A hazard tree is another category that can be seen from the street, but the accumulation of material.
Yeah,
in itself is-
But how does it denote to be a hazard tree? It's not, nobody's getting hurt by it. It's not falling on anyone. I'm not arguing that point. I understand. I want it gone, as I said. But I do need some more time. You can't jump in me every month for doing it when I have been doing it. There was work done on the 14th of August.
Do you think?
I
we
was
can
here
just get-
again in September.
Can you think you can at least get a contract to do this within?
That's what I'm trying to do. There's Jacob's Tree Service. Here's my receipt for that. This is what was removed. That was visible from the street, has been gone now. If you'd like to hold on to these and put it in my file, you're more than welcome to do that. And I have a list of messages that we've been messaging back and forth
That's fine.
on getting this done.
That's fine. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find that there is a violation of 30-32A due to the accumulation of non-living plant material that can be seen from the public street at 313 Dodge Street. We're going to find that violation, require that the property owner, if they cannot actually get the biomass removed within 30 days period, present to the city a valid contract to have that removal done within 30 days. You need to stay in touch with Ms. Lowe to tell what progress is on that. That's
And then-
different than having it removed.
At her last hearing, you asked first if I can get this done by November, but then retracted on that date, making it September 19th for today. So you just like
We've
trying
got a lot
to make
done
things
since the last hearing.
difficult.
The only thing left is to move this.
Yeah,
What
which
I'm
is,
telling you is, all you need is a contract to get it.
that is what I'm doing.
Okay.
Is there any,
It- And that's different than having it removed. So you get somebody under contract in that period of time. Let Ms. Lowe know about that. You can avoid it. But otherwise, we don't have the contract by October 30th. There's going to be, end of the day, October 19th. The fine can start on October 20th, $25 a day. So
so if there's no contractors there, because all the companies that I have called to do this, their equipment cannot handle something of that magnitude. Jacob's Tree Service does have the equipment to do it, but they have a lot of other jobs first before they get to mine. I even called and left him messages last night. He have not returned my call. If you'd like to call him yourself and ask him.
And again, that's
you know.
not something I can do. Only thing I can see whether there's a violation or not, and to try to get some compliance after finding a violation by giving a certain time frame to get something done. What I'm giving to you is an advantage in that you don't actually have to have it removed. Give the city a contract with a date on it as when it will be removed. That's all I'm asking you to do at this point. Okay?
Okay, and then, I am trying to be in compliance. I had to fly back here last night because I did not receive anything in the mail. My neighbor had to tell me this was on my door, so.
Well, have you been staying in touch with Ms. Lowe? Ms. Lowe know how to get in touch with you with all the orders and so forth?
She has my phone number and she has my email and she can send me emails. As far as coming into my backyard to do inspections, whatever she can see from the street, that is what I'm going to leave it at. She does
Let
not
me
have
do-
to come
let
in my
me give you
backyard to do
This
anything.
thought, okay? One of the joys and burdens of property ownership is maintaining it.
I know that and I am maintaining it.
And there are lots of issues that come into play with maintaining it. But the way the code works and the way the law works in this circumstance, that's the property owner's responsibility to do that.
I know that.
City's been, this is now going on like 8 months of this by the time this is over. And so that is a substantial amount of time to try to resolve this issue. And the cities, and I understand why, they're looking for some kind of certainty as to outcome. So right now, I'm giving you a break and saying, get a contract. That shows a time certain that they can come out and take a look at it, and get it done. Okay,
Okay,
all right. Thank you. Okay. Any more respondents? I see none. We're going to move to case 2023-100. Property located at 1511 Bronson Street. The owner of record appears to be the Burns Family Trust, Jerry Burns and Inez Burns as trustees. But just for the record, I'll make a call. Is there anyone representing the Burns Family Trust? Or Jerry Burns or Inez Burns present, or anyone representing them individually? Okay, seeing and hearing no one. Ms. Lowe, this your case?
Yes, sir, it is.
Tell me about the due process and what we did to try to get in touch with these people.
Yes, sir, I have been in touch with them. There's actually several family members, and I've been in touch with almost every single one of them. One of the aunts were supposed to be here today if she could make it. It appears she didn't make it. So I have been in contact with 4 out of 5 of them.
Okay, what I was looking at primarily is, how do we contact them initially? We send certified mail?
Yes, sir, certified mail. I got the original green card signed and I got it back, but not the notice of hearing signed back.
Okay,
But
did
it
you
was
post the
posted.
property?
I did speak to them about it.
And you have your affidavit of service? And you say you have been in touch with the family?
Yes, sir.
And to whom did you speak, approximately when, and what was the outcome?
Actually, this morning I spoke to, the niece, and I spoke to Mr. Jerry, and I spoke to Miss Athena. And I think Jerry Senior. Mr. Jerry Senior Burns.
They live here in Palatka?
Some of them do, most of them live out of town, and then the main owner is the truck driver that was overseeing the property. He's a truck driver.
And yet we are still here. What has been the issue in getting compliance?
The issue was for trying to get a hold of the family. Each family member, long story, just taking responsibility of who's gonna do what on the property. They have come into compliance on some. The 2 violations I have left is what we have left. They almost had the property sold and we're closed, so it was kind of holding on that, but that fell through, so we're kind of back here.
So we have gotten notice to the owners in accordance with statutory requirements.
Yes, sir.
Green card signed as to the notice or
The 10-day violation, but not the notice of hearing. I haven't gotten
and
that
you
back.
posted the notice of hearing
Correct.
on the property and at here at City Hall,
Yes, sir.
and your affidavits included.
Correct.
You have 2 violations, 3169 and 3171.
Yes, sir.
All right, tell us about those.
Yes, sir. This is going to be photograph 1A.
Okay, and let me do the protocol. Did you take the photographs you're about to show us as demonstrative evidence?
Yes, sir. I did.
And do the photographs accurately represent the condition of the property on the date in which you took them?
Yes, sir. They
All
did.
right, please proceed.
This is gonna be case number 2023-100. Location is 1511 Bronson Street, Palatka, Florida. This is gonna be photograph 1A, section 3169B, rotten and weakened wood. And this is.
Frank, can this be, is this one that needs to be seen from Bronson
You
Street?
can see this from North 15th Street.
Okay. So you got the arrows pointed to, what is it, windowsill?
It's the windowsill and the panels that surround the windowsill at the very bottom. They're rotten and weakened and they're kind of sliding off the house.
So I'm looking at 3 sets of arrows, the windowsill, some of the outdoor sheathing on the house
Yes, sir.
under the windowsill, and then one to the left of the porch,
Yes, sir.
and that's just rotten wood. Is that wood siding?
It's wood siding. Yes, sir.
Is all that siding that be replaced all the length of it, or can it be replaced piecemeal?
Speaking to the property owner, he said it's like, it's sheets. So once they remove it, it's gonna be a whole sheet.
So is it just two panels on the left, three panels on the left?
It's the
and-
two panels on the right side, and it's gonna be a one panel on the left side, and then the top border on the right there where the top arrow is.
Oh, okay.
The trim.
The lintel over the porch area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that wood rotten?
It is.
Right, next. This is 2A.
Yes, sir. I apologize. It looks like the photographs go from 1-2 instead of 2B.
Okay, we'll take them in order. 2A. This is, again, 30-169B of the Bravo.
Yes, sir.
And this can be seen from Bronson Street.
Yes, sir, correct. Actually, this one can be seen from Bronson Street. You're correct. And it's,
So is this what, stop it to the roofing?
yes, sir. It's part of the awning to the roofing where it's rotten. Rotten and weakened wood.
All right, next.
And this is gonna be 3A taken on June 8th, same thing, rotten and weakened wood. This side you can see from Bronson and North 15th Street.
That just need to be nailed back up? What do you?
Yes, sir, it just needs to be nailed back up.
Well, if it's rotten and weakened
It's the the board itself, the trim right there on that it hooked to, that it basically rotted off, so the
Okay.
board wouldn't stick to the little wood behind it.
so is there something to nail it to back there?
He said they were gonna put another strip up if they don't demolish. So
Okay. Well, those are drastic alternatives.
it was.
Okay. 4A,
Yes, sir, 4A is gonna be,
30-171,
171 broken or missing windows.
and this is the Bronson Street elevation.
Yes, sir, you can see this from Bronson Street.
How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4?
It's got
Five.
5 holes in it. Yes, sir.
Are these separate panes in these glasses?
There are 4 different panes, and only one pane has, they have 4 panes with 4 different panes, which is kind of an older house. So if they replace it, they're replacing it with all new windows.
Next,
Yes, sir, this is going to be 5A. It's a broken or missing cracked window. It actually had a window unit in it. It was pushed in and a family member did come.
okay, is this also the Bronson Street elevation?
This is facing Bronson, yes, sir.
And same as 4A,
Yes, sir.
same side of the house?
Same side.
Is that what, that's just open and
It's-
part of the
it's like it's
sash is
gone.
broken?
The windows,
Gone.
yes. Somebody pushed the window.
I mean, the sash is broken on the top part of the lower,
The window.
top part of the lower sash. So it needs to be basically sash and window replaced there.
It's the window round, so if they put a new window in, all that'll just come out.
Next,
And this is gonna be 5B from the 5A photo we just saw. Basically, it's just the same shot of just the missing window with the board in it. And this was taken on, September 15th, 2023.
this is not necessarily relevant, but I'm more curious, it's very narrow windows there. Do you know what rooms are behind those at all?
No, sir, I do not.
Interesting. Even the air conditioners have to be very narrow for that. Okay, back to 1B.
Yes, sir, this is gonna be 1B from, our 1A. This was taken on September 15th, 2023, just an updated version of the back of the house that can be seen from North 15th Street or the rotten and weakened wood.
Next,
And this is gonna be 2B from our 2A. This was taken on September 15th, 2023. Again, it's just the facing from Bronson Street where you can
Is
see the.
this similar to any other photograph?
Yes, sir, 2A.
Okay, I thought looked familiar. Okay, so basically that soffit needs to be replaced.
Yes, sir. And this here is gonna be the photograph from 3A. This is gonna be 3B's update, September 15th, 2023. It just different angle, but it's the same piece of wood that's come off and this needs to be restructured and reset back.
So far, none of these issues are structural issues. They are cosmetic issues.
Just cosmetic.
For B, look at 3171 again, broken windows. Is this a different set of windows than the
This is the
previous?
same set, this here is just from 4A, it's 4B. I try to take a different angle so you can actually see where the holes are in the windows.
Oh, so look at the window. This is about the soffit on the top right.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir, that's it.
So you're looking at basically two sets of broken windows, the one large array of windows, and then the one window where there apparently used to be an air conditioner
Correct.
right next to the other window that has an air conditioning unit in it, correct?
Correct.
And then rotten and weakened wood on the fascias. Looks like the corner of one side of the house. And then the last two photographs on the 15th Street side of the house.
Yes, sir.
And all those need to be replaced.
Yes.
Did you talk with the property owners about a time frame to do this?
I did, I have talked to them, and we discussed, 90 days. They're actually in the process of trying to sell it again. So, like I said, if they could at least get this part done. I've asked till December 18th, 2023 to do a follow-up, so.
Ms. Walsh, is this in historic district concern?
Sure.
Can't wait till the last one then. It must be. No, I'm kidding. All right. Last call for anyone representing the Burns Family Trust. Call for Jerry Burns or Inez Burns individually as trustees of said trust or anyone representing them. Seeing and hearing no one and finding there's been adequate due process concerning notice of the hearing and the violations. Will enter an order finding a violation of 30-169. Building fronts and sides of abutting streets or public areas due to rotten and weakened wood. Primarily on the fascias of the buildings that's seen from Bronson Street and from North 15th Street. And section 30-170. There are 2-3 panels of the siding of the house as seen from Bronson Street. They're also rotten and need to be replaced.
That's correct.
And then 30-171, broken windows, or 2 sets of broken windows, which need to be replaced. It looks like there's 7 total,
That would be correct.
7 total broken windows. I will enter an order finding the violations requiring that the owner bring the property into compliance within 90 days from today's date. Tomorrow being the first day. Compliance therefore needs to be completed no later than the end of business on Monday, December 18th, 2023. In the event of non-compliance, a daily fine of $50 comprised of a $25 fine for the violation of 30-169 and a $25 per day fine for a violation of 30-171 in the event the property is not brought into compliance. Okay. All right. Green, you've been waiting anxiously all afternoon just for this opportunity. I can tell. We're going to turn to case number 2023-128. Property located at 709 North 11th Street. It appears that the owner of record is Velocity Acquisitions LLC. Is that
Yes.
correct? All right. All right, Mr. Green, your case.
Yes, so the violation is 30-169 building fronts and sides of abutting streets or public areas. On the first observed 7/10/2023, the notice of hearing was sent out September 5th, 2023. Green card did not come back, and the notice of hearing are voluntary. Complex post was September 7th, 2023, and the site post was September 5th, 2023.
Okay. Is anyone here representing Velocity Acquisitions LLC? Seeing and hearing no one, have you had any conversation or contact with anyone
No,
from?
sir.
And the address for Velocity Acquisitions appears to be 2000 Taylor Street, apartment 1A, Hollywood, Florida 33020. Is that correct?
Yes,
And that's the official address
Yes, sir.
of record on the property for your tax collector's rolls?
yes, sir.
No contact at all?
No, sir.
Okay. And you mentioned that you have posted the property in accordance with statute and code, correct?
Yes, I did post.
And the affidavit of service is contained in the record on and before us. All right, please begin. Tell me what you got.
Yes, sir. The first picture is, just a general picture of the building, but the next picture is,
All right, let me do the protocol on photos. Did you take the photographs you're presenting as demonstrative evidence?
yes, sir.
And do the photographs accurately represent the property, the condition of the property on the date in which you took the photos?
Yes, sir.
All right, now proceed. Thank you.
This is on North 11th Street. You can see this is the right side of the building, the upper side of the building. This was taken 7/11/2023. Picture 1A,
Okay, this is alleged violation of
mold and mildew.
3169 mold and mildew,
Yes, sir.
and can be seen from
North
the,
11th.
which is what? 11th Street,
Yes, yes.
North 11th Street. Okay. How much of the building is that cover?
That's the first top side, and it's another side also that's, has
What
mold.
percentage does it cover?
How much?
How much percentage of the building does that mold cover?
It's that top and it has the side also, so it's about, 40%, 30%.
Okay.
This picture was taken.
And the remedy for that is what? Pressure washing?
Just a pressure wash and maybe a fresh coat of paint. This picture is taken on 9/14/2023. This is 2B.
Okay. Same. Go ahead.
And this is the left side of the top. It's picture 2A.
Okay, and this is also be seen from 11th Street?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And this was taken on 7/11/2023.
What percentage of the building do you believe that covers?
5%, 10%.
You need to say that with some level of certainty or
10%.
okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna often, if you don't know the answer, don't speculate, just.
The only reason I ask is that the code talks about needing to cover at least 10% of the building.
Well, the top part, this is the entire top part of the building, that's what I'm saying.
And the solution for this mold and mildew is again pressure washing.
Pressure wash, yes.
Okay, what's next?
This is 2B. This picture was taken 9/14/2023.
This is the same as 2A.
Yes,
Right.
it's the same top.
This is the most current picture.
Yes.
Right.
And this is the side of the building. You also see this from North 11th Street.
Right. And mold and mildew on the bottom primarily. All right, next.
And this is 3B. 9/14/23, the picture was taken.
Does this mildew, is it any other than around the bottom? What about around the top? It's hard to see there. What,
No, sir.
what was your observation?
No,
Just the
sir.
bottom area, what we're
This
looking at?
bottom area and the top in front of the building.
Okay. Next,
That's it.
that's it?
Yes,
So this is all about mold and mildew.
yes.
Needs to be pressure washed.
Pressure wash. and
How much
fresh
time do you
coat.
want to give them? How much time are you requesting?
30 days.
30 days?
Yes.
All right, last call for anyone who's a representative of Velocity Acquisitions LLC. Seeing and hearing no one, we find there has been adequate due process due to the posting of the property. And that, respondent has not made an appearance. Based on the evidence and testimony presented, we're going to find a violation of 30-169 of Polite Community Code, requiring that surfaces once painted, stained, and not more than 10% of the surface may be free of paint or stain. Do you have a section about mildew also you were citing?
Yes, sir.
Which section was that?
30-169. Deep mildew shall be cleaned from buildings.
All right. Include that one in the packet. What does that say? So here it is, like underneath the holes. Mildew should be cleaned from buildings having street visibility. Okay. This is about mildew.
Yes.
Okay, it's 10%. All right. So they need to mildew and pressure wash the property.
Yes.
All right, finding the violation, we're going to find it appropriate to enter an order for same, require the property owner to comply by having the designated areas pressure washed to remove the mildew. You're looking, let's get a date, you're looking for October 19th, 23, the date of compliance at 30 days. In the event of non-compliance, a $25 a day fine shall commence on October 20th, 2023.
Yes.
All right. Anything else on this one? All right, there being no further cases, we're going to adjourn the proceedings for the special magistrate for City of Palatka at 2:35.